The New York Knicks are off to the Eastern Conference Finals, thanks in part to WWE's Danhausen. We'll deep dive into this.
The Stanley Cup playoffs heat up as things become clearer on the ice.
The W kicked off its 30th season with record numbers last weekend.
There were unidentified flying objects at NASCAR's race. We'll discuss all that happened in New York.
The NFL schedule release, baseball, soccer recaps, curses, death grips, and more from Backlash this week on They Be Talkin.
They be talking, 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 talking,
Thank you. And welcome to another great episode of They Be Talkin. All right. I'm your girl, Shorty Bang Bang. You know me. And you also know this other guy. He comes with me every week. There he is. Over there. No, over there. Okay. Dizzy. You making us dizzy. What's going on?
That's Art's fault. That is Art's fault. That is not my fault.
That was
That is Art's fault.
All right.
We're just a little shaken up here. A lot going on. A lot of football, a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball, a lot of craziness. We can't start talking about it all until we talk about what happened at Backlash. Like, this is just, we gotta just put things
first. Okay.
We gotta put things into perspective so we can start talking about every other sport, because the whole Danhausen effect is taking over.
Dizzy is excited.
Over.
It is. Let's get it going. All right. We start this week's show with WWE Backlash. It was on Saturday in Tampa Bay. And boy, like Dizzy said, this PLE live up to the hype. I believe so. Braun Breaker, he speared and pinned Seth Rollins after the Vision interfered and distracted the Architect. And Paul Heyman on the winning side once again. So Trick Williams, yep, he was there too, successfully retained his U.S. title and celebrated with no one other than Little Yachty, the rapper.
Throwing dollar bills all over the place. They were throwing dollar bills all over the place.
As he should. He was making it rain.
He was making it rain in Tampa. The tag team match between Danhausen and Kit Wilson and The Miz, turned out that Shorty was right. It was Minihausen that came out to aid and assist Danhausen, and they were the winners of this match. It was very evil. It was very nice. It was very, very, very fun. I just couldn't believe you were so right about that. It was kind of like really, Shorty? Like, you got that one dead on? Like, wow.
See, I got some powers too. It just made sense. It was going to be the little.
And what was my favorite match of the PLE, Asuka and Io Sky put on a clinic of Japanese style wrestling. Ultimately, Io Sky was the winner. Post-match, it felt like heartbreak.
It felt like heartbreak because Asuka was retiring. But we'll circle back to that after we mention that the Tribal Chief retained his title versus Jacob Fatu. Post-match, it was Fatu who stood tall after beating down Roman as the PLE went off air. So there he is, acknowledge him.
And still, but questions were left. About this.
Yes.
The Tribal Chief got his butt beat after the match. It didn't feel like he won, even though he won. Like,
I wonder where this is going. A rematch?
I believe they're not done. We will circle back and talk about that. When we start talking about Raw later on.
Yes.
But let's get back to the Danhausen effect. He uncursed the Knicks. The Knicks are on a
Did
roll.
He? Wow.
Talk about it. Just talk about it because.
All right. Okay. So the Knicks, they just swept the Philadelphia Sixers, and that will be their 7th win since Danhausen lifted the curse, right? And this is the curse that he originally casted on ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, all right? But after the curse, the Knicks dropped 2 games to Atlanta and were on the verge of collapse. Then a fan reached out to Danhausen, and Danhausen lifted the curse on the Knicks, and they have been tearing it up since. Okay, averaging over 125 points a game and giving up just under 99. So now the dominance of the Knicks, they in the last 7 games, they have been doing their thing. I guess the curse, not a curse. I guess it's a thing because now they're the hottest team.
How do you make any sense of this? Like, we talked about this when it first happened. Everybody else started talking about this afterwards.
Hey, look, I don't
like
think
the other day when after the Knicks game, this was the topic. Is the Danhausen curse a thing? Like, you had Blake Griffin and the panel, Nowitzki and Nash, all discussing this, and I'm like, is this for real? Are the basketball players talking about Danhausen? Like, what is going on?
I know, right? It's a hell of a crossover, and it's amazing that it kind of just played out this way. So I don't know if the cursing thing is real. Does he really have some powers, or is this just a luck of the draw? But the Knicks, they're off to the finals. The Eastern Conference Finals, and they'll play the winner of San Antonio and Minnesota, right?
No, they'll play the winner of
Detroit
Cleveland.
Wrong conference, y'all. Detroit.
That series is tied 2-2.
That's a good series. And I think they play tonight. So
They're playing right now.
Oh, right now. Look at that. Check the clock. They're playing right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll report back on that sometime next week. But as we move on here, we see that the Thunder, they swept the Lakers in the second round. Look, it was a sweep. Okay, so that makes 8 straight wins. 8 straight wins without a loss for the number 1 seed in the West. That would be the OKC Thunder. Lakers, they tried. I will give them.
They fought hard, especially in Game 4. In Game 4.
I give them that. And plus, they've been battered with a bunch of injuries, and it's just too much to try to come back from. And LeBron, well, he's just on his little last lap. So the odds were against us. So we'll see what OKC does. They await the winner of the Minnesota Timberwolves and San Antonio Spurs. That one, the Spurs are winning, right? 3-2.
Yep, they took control last night.
Yeah, Wemby did his thing.
Yeah, when Wemby goes off, it's hard to fight against San Antonio. But SGA and company, they look like a team of destiny. They look like the team of that nobody really wants to play. They look truly unbeatable.
Yes.
You can't say anything more about the selfishness of that team.
Yes.
They're willing to give up the ball. They're not ball hogging it. It doesn't go through one player. For the most part, the Lakers were playing everything through LeBron and Austin Reeves, and LeBron on his last shot, you can tell that he was gassed. It was a last ditch attempt, and without Luka and without some of the other players that were injured, the Lakers were very thin, and everybody that was playing was playing a lot of minutes. It's just unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but I'm looking forward to seeing. I think the Spurs are gonna beat Minnesota, so I'm excited to see an OKC Spurs Western Conference Finals. gonna be a good one. That is gonna be a good one. Can't wait.
And the Knicks are sitting and rested and waiting for Detroit and Cleveland to kill each other so that they can just pick up the pieces.
Who do you think's gonna get Detroit or Cleveland?
I got a feeling that Cleveland's gonna sneak it out.
I think so too.
And it's just because Detroit's star players aren't showing up consistently.
Yeah. I mean, unless they kick it into gear these next few games. I think Cleveland might be on their way to meet the Knicks. So that is going to be entertaining. And as the playoffs,
there was other drama. There was other drama in the NBA because the draft lottery. You were about to touch it.
Lottery. Now this was interesting. What we got? Okay.
We got the Wizards with the number 1 pick.
Yes.
But because of the LA Clippers trade with the Pacers, the Clippers got the 5th pick. That is crazy. Because they gave up Ivanka Subic, and it was a horrible trade initially, but it worked out because now the Clippers have the 5th pick. Because the Clippers were going to lose the number 12th pick to OKC regardless because of that silly trade they made for who's no longer on the team.
Yeah. Who, Dizzy? Who?
Oh, you know who?
I know
a 0 player that didn't really work out.
They know who. So yeah, the Clippers.
He who shall not be named.
The Clippers lucked up, as they always do, but we'll see what happens because they'll luck up and then they F up. So.
Really? You gotta take it that far. You gotta take it that far.
That was a bar.
That was a low blow.
Okay, well let me eat my words. Clippers, get that 5th pick and show me what you got. Shut me up.
I hope they do. It's hard to, but I hope that they do.
Yeah, well, they try. I will give them that. They try. Okay, so that was the men's. Now let's check out the queens of the court. That's right, the W. They kicked off their 30th season, and there was a lot of drama, and it was some ankle breaking. Okay, let's start with the Dallas Wings. All right, they played the Indiana Fever, and they played the first WNBA season opener where both teams scored over 100 points. That's interesting fact. So yeah, they were balling, but a lot of the Dallas fans, they were wondering why their number 1 draft pick didn't start. I'm talking about Azzi Fudd. She started 2 preseason games, but for the opener, she came off the bench with 18 minutes and 3 points. So okay, nice little start for her.
There's her first bucket right there.
That's boom. Hey.
Boom. That looked pretty.
That was pretty. That was good. Shout out to her. Okay, got her first bucket. That's a milestone for sure. Then we got the Seattle Storm, rookie. The Seattle Storm rookie, Flauje Johnson. She played in her first 2 WNBA games, and she scored 16 points in the win against the Connecticut Suns. And Flauje, she was feeling all flossy with her points, with her win. Do you know she even gave Brittany Griner the too small gesture? She's look at that.
Right there.
Ooh. She said, "You 6 foot what?
You 6 foot nothing."
Right on. Yeah, that's a nice highlight for her. So Brittany Griner. She got the small gesture. And then we got our girl, Angel Reese. Okay, she made a game-winning block in her Atlanta Dream debut. The Dream got 1 point. They got a 1-point win over the Minnesota Lynx. And Angel, she also became the fastest player in the league history to reach 50 double-doubles. Already?
Take a look at that block. Take a look at the block first. Let's just take a look at that block first. Oof.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Team. See, you don't see that in the NBA. See the camaraderie? Look at that. Let's see.
But
was that against Olivia Miles? Oh, no, she passed it.
Boom, right there.
Look at that. Game winner. Game winner. Love to see it. There she go. 50 double doubles. That's a lot. So my girl has been putting in the work as she should. Now she's doing it for the Atlanta Dream. We'll see what else she got going on for the rest of the season. Who else we got here? Oh, yeah. So then we got the Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, the champions, shall I say. They received their bling bling championship rings, but then they got whooped. They got whooped by the Phoenix Mercury by 33 points at home. So, bit of a rough start.
Yeah,
for
but that ring is just too pretty. Like, look at
yeah,
that.
they was probably too distracted by the ring because honestly, look at it.
I definitely would love, to know what the cost of that ring is, and when replica night is going to be in Vegas, so I can make a trip.
Ooh, they give out replicas.
Sometimes,
cool.
every once in a while.
Well, that would be a nice one to have.
The Dodgers did. The Dodgers did for the World Series.
But the middle of the ring, so you got the big chunky part, and then the middle of it you could take out, and that's a whole nother ring. In case you want to be a little more dainty with it. Yeah, I got to flex your wrist. Yeah, there you go. Because I'm sure that ring is heavy. All right, let's keep it going. So also in the WNBA, here's Izzy, go ahead, tell him.
You just gotta continue with the honorable mentions from this first week, because Seattle Storm's Dominique Malonga, she became the youngest WNBA player ever to reach 200 career rebounds, and she did it on day one.
What? Like 200
total rebounds in her career, but she got to that milestone on day one. Like, that's right. She's only been in the league for 3 years, and she's already got this. Like, it's just, she's a beast. She is that's a beast. That's just beast mode. That's just amazing. That's just, player. It's something you don't expect.
She's the youngest player. 20s. Oh, okay.
Early 20s. And then the WNBA expansion, Portland Fire, made history in Rose City with the second largest crowd for a home opener in WNBA history, with 19,335 people to witness it.
Woo! That's a great opener. That's a really good opener. Where's that? Portland? Okay. So they're ready. They are ready
Portland's
to go.
Been waiting for that women's team, and
they have. They said we're going to show up,
and they got it, and they showed up and showed out.
Well, that's what you do. You support your city, support your team, support these women, support women's sports. I love to see it. Let's keep it strong. Dizzy, we got to hit a Sparks game up or something.
We got to hit a Sparks game. We got to hit an Aces game. We got to hit everybody who's in the area.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hell, I'll even go to Phoenix.
I'll go to Phoenix. All right, so then we got, let's move on to the ice, right? We got some fun action going on in the NHL playoffs, starting with the Carolina Hurricanes. They brought out their brooms and getting a workout during the historic start to the Stanley Cup playoffs. They swept after sweeping the Ottawa Senators in the first round. The Hurricanes completed a second round sweep of the Philadelphia Flyers on Saturday night with a 3-2 overtime win. Whoa, they just sweeping folks. Okay, it marked the first time that a team has gone undefeated in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs since the NHL's 4-round, 7-game series format was established in 1987. I was a baby. Only one other team in NHL history has swept 2 7-game series to start the playoffs, the St. Louis Blues in 1969, when the NHL had a 3-round tournament. I didn't know they were sweeping folks like that, Dizzy. That's pretty
This is a team of destiny, as it appears. They look like nobody can take them at all. They had a couple of overtime games where you thought that they were going to lose, and then they pull it out. they are just rolling on. I mean, it's coaching, it's unity, it's everything that they've got going for themselves. I think the only team that comes even close to what the chemistry that they have is Colorado, and Colorado isn't winning every game. So, you know,
Carolina Hurricanes.
Shout out to the Hurricanes. Shout out to
Carolinas.
To North Carolina. That's, you know, this team's on fire. You got to watch out.
All right, so we got, let's see, Sabres. What's that say? Sabres 2, Canadians
the
2.
The Sabres and Canadians are tied at 2. The Avalanche is leading the Wild 3-1. The Golden Knights last night
they
beat the Ducks in overtime 3-2. They the series 3-2. It's coming down to the wire. We're getting closer and closer to the conference finals. The only one waiting to you know, for the only one that's already made it is Carolina. I mean, they're just dominating.
Without a doubt.
It's crazy. You know, and it's also award season. The nominees are out for the major hockey awards. You got the Hart Trophy, which is Nikita Kucherov from Tampa, Nathan McKinnon from Colorado, and Connor McDavid from Edmonton. That's the Hart Memorial Trophy. That's for the most valuable player.
Nice.
For the most outstanding player, the Ted Lindsay Award, Macklin Celebrini from San Jose, Nikita Kucherov from Tampa, and Connor McDavid from Edmonton. You know, it's really, when you see multiple names repeating, you know that they're having a season. You know that they had a season. You know, Connor McDavid and Kucherov both, you know, nominees in these 2 awards. For the Norris Trophy, which is the best defenseman, you got Rasmus Dahlin, Cale Makar, and Zach Werenski. These are, you know, hard-hitting defensemen. These are the guys who are cleaning it up for the goalies. And the goalie award is the next one, which is the Vezina Trophy. And you've got Zorokin from the Islanders. You've got Swayman from the Bruins, and Vasilevsky from the Lightning. You know, these were the goalies that were, you know, they were just, you know, keeping their clean sheets. They were, you know, protecting that small net, which seems huge for them sometimes because of how quick the game is. For the Coach of the Year award, the Jack Adams Award, you've got John Cooper from the Lightning, Dan Muse from Pittsburgh, and Lindy Ruff from the Sabres. I think Lindy Ruff is going to be the one who should be taking this one because of the great season the Sabres had. It's just, you know, it's one of those awards that
look like a coach.
You know. And then my favorite award, which is the Lady Byng Trophy. It's the one for sportsmanship. You got Caulfield from the Canadians, Kopitar from the Kings, and Sanderson from Ottawa. I would really love to see Andrei Kopitar get the Lady Byng Trophy one more time, as this was his last season. Have him go out with a trophy. You know, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You know,
represent the LA Kings. That would be great.
Don't you wish every sport had like names to their trophies the way that hockey does? You know, it just feels like it has a more personal, a more added value to it.
Oh, like a name of a player or a former
coach or somebody historic.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a nice touch and a nice way to honor folks from the past. Well, don't
NFL has the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
You know,
they all do it. What are you talking about? NBA
they don't all do it.
I think NBA does it.
Just for the Larry O'Brien, someone's
named after the MVP trophy. No,
I don't think so.
Okay, well, hockey is onto something then. I got no problems with it honoring former coaches and players by a trophy and passing it on. So absolutely. All right, so we got hockey still going, NHL playoffs, staying in tune to that. Let's go to the diamond. We got some baseball, everybody. Everybody check it out. All right, so the Rays designated hitter Yandy Diaz reached a personal milestone in Tampa's 8-4 win over the Red Sox last Thursday night at Fenway Park, collecting a career hit number 1,000. 1,000 hits. In the top of the ninth, Diaz swung. He swung at a pitch from right-hander Ryan Watson and smacked that thing over the head of right fielder Weiler Abreu for a ground rule double. And then it was his second double of the night. And now in his 10th major league season, Diaz became the 20th Cuban-born player to collect 1,000 hits in his career. That's a lot of hits. Shout out to Cuba.
This guy is hitting more than. If his season were to tragically end right now, he'd be averaging 100 hits. He'd be averaging 100 hits a season.
He's swinging.
So he's swinging. He is hitting.
He's swinging. Well, shout out to him. Keep it going. What we got here? On May 11th, 2026, Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Kevin Gausman recorded his 2,000th career strikeout with a low fastball in the fourth inning, striking out Rays catcher Hunter Fiducia. Did I say his name right? I think
you
so.
did.
Kevin became the 91st player in MLB history to reach this milestone, and he's the 6th active pitcher to reach 2,000, joining Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, Garrett Cole, and Yu Darvish. So we got one guy swinging, and one guy pitching. 2,000 strikeouts.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Kevin.
That's 6,000 strikes. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That man's throwing.
Yeah, and then you got the Cubs with one hell of a streak. Because
what's going on here?
They are unbeatable in Wrigley. They have won 15 in a row at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. They are currently on a road streak, and they return home next Monday to play the Brewers. Can they keep it going? Can they make 15 go to 18 in that 3-game series against the Brewers? We'll have to tune in and find out. But
possibly.
15 straight home wins, it is really hard to do. They are a team that is unbeatable at home. I don't want to go to Wrigley. If I were the Dodgers, if I were the Rockies, if I were the Padres, if I were the Giants, if I were the Cardinals, I don't want to go to Wrigley. Nope. Play them at home.
Cubbies.
Play them on my stadium.
Yeah, well, even then, good luck. The Cubbies are on fire. The Braves are also on fire right now. Dodgers are doing their Dodger thing. They'll get it together. Angels, how the Angels looking, Dizzy?
The downward spiral has begun. The downward spiral has begun, and it just feels never ending.
Sorry. I'm
rough.
sorry to even mention it. They weren't even in the rundown, and I just threw them out there.
No, but I know what's going on, and I know why they weren't in the rundown, because they're just stinking it up.
Well, the Dodgers weren't either, because they stinking up right now too.
But at least they win a game every once in a while. I mean, the Angels don't seem to win anything at all. But we're not going to get into that. Let's move on to happier news.
Happier news. Especially if you're an NFL fan now, especially an international NFL fan, because they have released, well, it's ahead of the release of the 2026 schedule on May 14th. The league's broadcast partners have announced select games leading up to the full release. All right. So first we got the New York Giants. They're going to host the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football in Week 1. And the game will kick off at 8:20 p.m. Eastern on September 30th at MetLife Stadium. Hope you got all that. The season opener will mark the 8th time in the past 15 seasons the division rivals will square off to open a campaign. That's cool. I love to see rivals go at it first game. Let's get it started. Let's get it popping.
Let's just right off the bat.
Let's get to it. Right. Then we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. They'll face off against each other in Week 1 in the season premiere of Monday Night Football. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern on September 14th. However, a location for that game has yet to be finalized. All right.
And
Then
we'll figure out if they play at Broncos or at Chiefs tomorrow. But the
wonder
fact
why
that
they
we
can't
know
figure
that
that
Monday
out.
night, because they haven't released a full schedule and they're keeping secrets. But it's okay. We know that Broncos Chiefs week 1, it's going to be a banger.
It's going to be a banger. Then we got Prime Video's Thursday Night Football slate kicks off in Western New York. The Buffalo Bills will host the Detroit Lions in week 2 on September 17th to open the Thursday Night Football slate. And this will be the very first game to be played at Highmark Stadium, the Bills' new home. Shout out to the Bills and Detroit. That's going to be a great game. But Prime, man, I'm so sick of the games being on everywhere. All right.
Look, you just gotta get all your subscriptions in order and figure it out, because it's a thing now. It is a thing.
All right. Well, I don't like it. But anyway, Thanksgiving could get a little hostile in Dallas in 2026. The Cowboys will host their bitter NFC East rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, for their annual holiday showdown in 2026 at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And the full 2026 NFL regular season schedule will be released on Thursday, May 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's tomorrow, right? Woo! Dizzy, are you looking forward to any of these matchups? Which one you going to tune into?
I always look forward to the Thanksgiving games. Just the fact that we're going to see Eagles and Cowboys. It's going to be a fun one because I'll be having dinner around that time, and it'll be a good one.
Nice and full for Thanksgiving. That's right. Gosh, that'll be right around the corner before we know it.
Don't you know it? And then I'm interested in seeing what the Buffalo Bills ambient is going to be like on Thursday Night Football for their first home game.
Yes.
That being on a Thursday night, I wonder what the attendance is going to be like. I wonder if people are going to show up. It's good for Detroit that they're playing that game in early September and not in November, because it's not going to be cold or freezing.
All that snow. Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing that. I like the fact that you've got, right off the bat, rivalry games in week 1. You got the Giants and Cowboys, the Chiefs and the Broncos, and then they released that the Rams and the Niners from Melbourne will be on week 1 as well. So
yeah, all the international games are going to be crazy.
That'll be. It's kind of unfair for certain teams, the amount of travel that they're going to be doing.
Very
but we
unfair.
can get into that, as we get closer to the whole thing, because
it's gonna be something to talk about.
I feel that they did the Niners dirty, because they got to travel to Melbourne, and then they got to come back, and then they got to play games all over the states, and then eventually they got to travel to Mexico City and play a game down there, and then they come back, and it just.
I know. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough season for you, Dizzy. But that was the luck of the draw there.
I need some travel money.
Go?
I need some travel money.
I was about to say, you should go travel. You should make the best of it and go travel.
I need some travel money.
That's what I need. You need some what?
I need some travel money.
Oh, you and me both.
Hey, you out there, sponsor me to go see those games.
Or me, and I'll report back.
Or both of us.
We make a good team. All right. Looking forward to some more NFL news and schedule releases. It releases tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
Look for our social media post. Our social media will tell you who's playing who and who we think is going to be playing, who's going to be a matchup to look for.
All that. Make sure you follow. Subscribe, follow, like. All right. Dizzy, I got to get to all this soccer news, okay? It's a lot.
Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot
to talk about.
This is a lot.
All right. Well, let me get into it. The NWSL. All right. There was just one midweek match to tease the weekend slate in the NWSL's match day 7. The Utah Royals made club history several times over with the 2-0 win over the Houston Dash. Now, this was 17 straight matches with a goal and over 370 minutes without giving up a goal. Got that defense going. All right.
That's a hell of a shutout streak.
That's a hell of a shutout streak. So let's fast forward to Saturday's action. And in their second win on the season, Racing Louisville FC put the Portland Thorns on notice, winning 3-1, handing the number one team just their second loss of the season. Golden Boot leader Barbara Banda is simply inevitable. Despite strong defensive showings on both sides, it was ultimately Banda who broke through in the final moments of the game with her 8th goal in 8 games to give the Pride a much-needed 1-0 win over the Courage. Banda doing it. After a decisive win for Gotham over the Legacy in the season opener, it was much tighter and hard-fought this time around, with the teams from New York, New Jersey, and Boston splitting points in a 1-1 draw. Wah, wah. But I guess, right?
You know, it's a 1-1 draw is hard fought, and I'm happy that Boston got their stuff together. But it was a so-called showdown for the rivalry match between Angel City and San Diego. And ultimately, the Wave rolled out of LA with a 2-1 win. This was Angel City's 4th straight loss after starting out 3-0. I don't know what's going on there, but they need to get things turned around quickly, or it is going to fall apart before we can even say playoffs. Like, this is
playoffs.
No bueno. Playoffs.
Oh,
and
God,
then
get it together,
after Wednesday night's wash, the Houston Dash were hoping to bounce back at home. However, the Denver Summit had other plans, crushing Houston 4-1 in the Lone Star State.
Texas.
The Texas teams are not having much luck this week. Team Wichwinga scored her first hat trick and the first regular season hat trick in club history for the KC Currents in the 3-0 win over the Chicago Stars. Chewinga even earned the tip of a cap from team owner and Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. He was in the stands and he went,
not the owner. Okay.
You know,
Patrick.
And then not all scoreless draws are made equal. The matchup between Base FC and the Utah Royals was quite the duel. And Utah extended their shutout streak to 468 minutes, a club record.
Shutouts all around. My goodness. So the girls are balling. All right. Well, then the final match of the weekend looked to be another defensive battle between the Seattle Reign and the Washington Spirit until Claudia Martinez scored off the bench in the 84th minute of the match for her 3rd of the year. This was Washington Spirit's 5th straight win. Balling.
They're balling. The Spirit have got their act together. They are on fire. They look like a team that is a team to be reckoned with. That's where Trinity Rodman plays. It's a really stacked roster. You know, Trinity doesn't have to be the headliner every time, but you know she's putting in the work.
As they all are. I'm looking forward to seeing more. All right. Well, let's move on to the men's. The MLS, that is. See, teams had a good run in the CONCACAF Cup, but Nashville SC and LAFC were eliminated in the semifinals. So this sets up Matchday 12, all right, in league play, and we'll go through in chronological order of how the games were played. All right, so let's get it going. First, we got Lionel Messi and Rodrigo de Paul. They each nabbed 1 goal and 2 assists to wow a BMO field record crowd of 44,828. Woo! And the Herons 4-2 thumping of Toronto FC on Saturday afternoon. Big old crowd. Then we got, the Red Bull New York's youngsters snapped a lengthy league winless skid of their own in an impressive 3-1 smash and grab win at Chicago. All right, they smashed and grabbed. CF Montreal, they stood strong and they earned a 2-0 victory over Orlando City at Stade Saputo. with both goals coming after the 90th minute during injury time.
Wild finish.
Then we got Atlanta United. They looked great for 60 minutes of playing, including going up 1-0. Then Marco Royce came in as a sub. That's right, Dizzy. Came in as a sub and gave Gabriel Peck 2 world-class assists as the Galaxy stole a road victory. Woo! I'll give it to you, Dizzy. I'll give it to you. You've been waiting on this.
Boy, have I.
Yes. Okay, and then a brilliant and sudden second half surge by Charlotte FC earned them a hard-fought point in a 2-2 draw against FC Cincinnati at home. And New England's dramatic 2-1 comeback win over Philadelphia is their third such result in their last 5 games. It makes the Revs a perfect 6 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws at Gillette Stadium, which sets a new club record for best ever home start.
Go get them, Revs. Go get them, Revs. Yeah, shout out to Juan David Rosso. He's out there doing the play-by-play in Spanish for the Revs. Shout out to the Revs. Shout out to Diego Fagundes, who joined that team. Once a G, always a G. Diego, we miss you. Continuing on the weekend slate, FC Dallas defeated Real Salt Lake 3-1 in Toyota Stadium. Dallas earns back-to-back wins for the second time this season. The surgeon DC United thought that they were cruising to a head-turner of a win against Nashville, only for Sylvan Hefty to get a red card and open the door for the Coyotes to snatch a last-ditch 2-2 draw via 2 late goals from substitute Warren Madrigal. That kid came in and just scored 2 and said, "You ain't getting nothing, DC. You ain't getting nothing."
I don't know.
And then a 1-0 win in Colorado for St. Louis, sweet relief as they stopped their skid and finally earned their first league win of the, since March via San Bing Zhong's breakaway goal. That was a beaut to watch. St. Louis stood strong and withstood Colorado's advances. They got a winner in Mile High. That's hard to do. And then the Portland Timbers just absolutely destroyed Sporting Kansas City 6-0 at Providence Park. They were up 4-0 before 30 minutes into the game. This is just wild how quickly Portland was putting goals into the net up there in the Rose City.
Okay, we'll keep it moving here. The San Jose Earthquakes, that is, the San Jose Earthquakes drew with Vancouver Whitecaps FC 1-1 to extend their unbeaten streak to 8 league games and retain sole possession of first place in the Western Conference and Supporters Shield tables. The Seattle Sounders, they drew San Diego FC 1-1 on Saturday evening at Lumen Field. Hans or Haynes? Haynes, Wolf.
Hans Wolf.
I was going to go with Hans. He looks like a Hans. Hans Wolf had himself quite a Sunday afternoon at sunny Yankee Stadium. They played at Yankee Stadium? That's pretty cool.
They play at Yankee Stadium because their stadium's being built somewhere near where Shea was.
Okay.
That's where New York City's going to have their stadium, but for now they've been sharing the stadium with the Yankees.
Got it. Okay. So they're working on some new digs, new stadium. Well, that's cool. So the Austrian winger grabbed his first career hat trick to pace New York City FC past the Columbus Crew 3-0. Up at Allianz Field. Did I say that right?
Alliance.
Y'all knew what I meant. At Alliance Field, Austin FC were closing in on their first away win of the season. Then James Rodriguez happened. The Colombian icon came off the bench to serve up 2 gorgeous deliveries for the first and second assist of his Loons stint. Then out in Los Angeles, Houston Dynamo Livewire.
Mateos Bogus.
Thank you. Followed suit when he too scored against his former team, LAFC, in a 4-1 thrashing highlighted by 2 trademark bangers from U.S. Men's National Team World Cup hopeful Jack McGlynn. Woo, a lot went down, Dizzy.
That is a lot of goals to give up at home.
Yes.
LAFC just looked frustrated. They looked like they couldn't get things going. I think all the travel is caught up to them. I think they are really looking forward to the World Cup break so that they can regroup and get things together. I hope they don't get things together. I hope they continue to fall apart so that the Galaxy can creep in and jump them in the table.
Oh.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Bring it back. You okay?
But let's reflect on this, because Inter Miami's successful journey north of the border made history for Lionel Messi, as he became the fastest player to contribute 100 goals in league history.
Wow.
He's got 59 goals, 41 assists, and he's done this in 64 games. That is 31 games faster than what the next person, Reds legend Sebastian Giovinco, did when he did it in 95 games. Messi did this in 64. There's a reason why Messi is the GOAT. There's a reason why Messi is the GOAT.
Clearly,
he scores it, he passes it, and he does it quickly, often. And Miami is a force to be reckoned with. I believe that there are a total of 6 teams that Messi has not scored against.
That he has
checking them off. You can start checking them off this season, because I bet you he's going to do it.
I think so. He's a man about his business when he hits that soccer field with a record like that. All right. Well, soccer. Looking forward to more. Where we got next? Oh, racing. Okay. Let's hit the track. We're going to hit the track. Okay. We got Shane van Gisbergen. There we go. Celebrated his 37th birthday on the eve of last Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series showdown at Watkins Glen International. Now, though he's still relatively new to stock car racing, racing's top division, in just his second full Cup season, SVG slots into an age bracket reserved for veterans. It's a phase that can sometimes mean a dulling or otherwise sharp instincts, or the better with age savvy that still schools the younger generation on how it's done. Go ahead then. On Sunday, Van Gisbergen left no doubt about which veteran driver category applies to him. All right, so a sterling drive from a staggering deficit wrapped up another Shane Van Gisbergen masterclass in his second consecutive Watkins Glen triumph, providing his Trackhouse racing team with a much-needed jolt to its 2026 campaign. And SPG, he overcame a 29.2 second gap with 24 laps remaining, regained command in the 93rd lap of 100, and powered away to a 7.288 second margin of victory. Boom.
He was balling. Like he was, you know, he had full control of his car. He had full control of the track, even though there were flying objects coming in because it was windy, and you had tents, and you had this, and you had balloons, and you had all kinds of craziness happening on the track.
Dangerous.
SVG was not phased. SVG did his thing. SVG got his win. Shout out to Shane. You're just, it just feels like you're like wine. You're getting better with age, buddy. You're getting better with age.
I like that. That's a good metaphor. Is that a metaphor? All right.
Sure. I'm no English major. I talk sports. Come on.
I know. English, what is that? All right. Dizzy, let's get to it. Backlash, baby. Okay, WWE Backlash. What happened? Okay, but first. Let's go back. What happened on Monday Night Raw?
Okay, so on the Monday Night Raw after Backlash, which is what you were trying to say, and you stumbled right through it. I think Danhausen may have gotten to you.
Don't say that. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
We're in the backstage and we're seeing Asuka hug it out with Io, and then the most shocking thing of all, Asuka grabs her suitcase and walks out the doors.
Yeah.
As Io is getting ready to fight Sol Ruka, and I'm at a loss. I'm at a gasp. Is she retiring? Is she not retiring? Is this the end? Is this not the end? Is she taking a break? There are so many questions. There's a lot of rumors. Some people are saying that she had talked to WWE management about walking away for a short period, but she's still under contract. There's a lot of people saying that she's done, that she needs to that she's hanging up the boots. I didn't see her hang up the boots, but I did see her quite emotional. I don't know exactly what the truth is. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to reach out to my sources in there. All I know is that Asuka walked out, and then Io was left to fight Sol Ruka in what was probably the match of Monday Night Raw, and then she won. Post-match, they're in the back. They're congratulating each other, and then Becky walks by and continues to poke fun at Raw's newest superstar. This is setting up to be a Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch fight here in the near future.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to fall out. Then you got Dominic Mysterio demanding to be in a match to Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. And Adam Pearce was so fed up with everything that was going on that he decided to put Dominic's AAA Mega Championship up for grabs against Original Grande Americano.
And
a fight that could have been disastrous for the greatest luchador, self-proclaimed Dominic Mysterio, because it looked like he was going to lose until Grande Americano came out, and then there was shenanigans all over ringside, and Dominic took advantage of it, and he retained after all that ensued.
Wow.
But then we got this, the fallout of the Tribal Chief and Jacob Fatu, and Roman came out early and said, I want Jacob to acknowledge me in the ring. So he walked out to the ring, expecting to get acknowledged, and then Jacob decided that he was having none of it. He beat up first Jey Uso, then in the ramp he beat up Jimmy Uso, and then he went toe-to-toe with the Tribal Chief and took him out as well, and then took out all three of them. And then we're left asking ourselves, is Jacob going to get a rematch? Is Jacob going to continue to do this until he gets the title? Is Jacob going to eventually get arrested for all these assaults on the Tribal Chief? Is the Tribal Chief going to step up and defend what is rightfully his?
It's many possibilities here. I think this sets up another match.
Yeah, I think it is. Then, also on Raw, we find out that Ethan Page, since he pinned Penta, has earned himself an Intercontinental Championship match, and that's going to happen at Saturday night's main event on May 23rd.
Ooh.
And then we also find out that division members Logan Paul and Austin Theory will defend their tag team championships against the Street Profits, who kept poking their noses in Division's business when the Division was trying to take out Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins came out and interrupted their match. All kinds of chaos, all kinds of wackiness. But we've got 2 confirmed matches for Saturday night's main event, and they are right there. Whew.
That's going to be good. I'm really interested in this Penta one. And that one's going to be on Peacock. Is that what that said?
That's going to be on Peacock, yeah.
Those of you keeping track. Okay. Not ESPN app.
Or NBC in some markets.
Got it. Probably not in where we are, but okay. No.
I cannot guarantee. I have a Peacock subscription as well. I am I am bleeding money. I need
This is why
sponsors.
you're
I
poor.
need I need somebody. I need somebody to make up for my bleeding addiction to these apps.
We're gonna get. It's happening. It's coming. It's coming. Well, it's the money's coming. Don't worry about it. Till then, break bread. Okay. Well, what? Okay, Dizzy, but tell me, what is next for Danhausen? All right, this saga is it's ongoing. It's clever. It's. What do you think? Is he done messing with the Miz, or what? Or is there more?
I think because the Miz is a stubborn human being, that it's not over between the Miz and Danhausen. However, I feel Danhausen is ready to move on to bigger and better things. I think Danhausen is on a roll. I think Danhausen is going to either help or hurt the Knicks in real life. And I think that I don't want to be the one to say it either way or not. I really think that Danhausen is a force to be reckoned with. And if I'm the Miz, I just let things be and let Danhausen move on to somebody else. Because if they keep messing with it, the Miz might end up getting hurt. And I don't want to see the Miz get hurt.
No. Well, hopefully it doesn't lead to that. But Danhausen definitely has some more cursing to do and hopefully some uncursing, right? Because he's what's he say? Very evil.
And very nice.
And
very evil, very nice.
All right. Well, look, so Danhausen saga continues. Trick Williams, how's he going to celebrate his first title defense?
Dollar bills. He's going to be spreading dollar bills all over SmackDown.
Oh, well, come on, throw some at the They Be Talkin.
Will little Yandy be with him, though?
Of course he is. Of course.
I mean, doesn't he have a music career that he's got to do? Like,
don't ask me.
And then what is Cody Rhodes going to do? Is he going to pursue Gunther? Like, that's another question that's up in the air. Like, I don't know how bad you want to go after Gunther. Like, I don't want to go after Gunther. I don't want to get choked out by that man.
I don't want to go after Gunther. But Cody Rhodes is crazy enough to go after Gunther. So that's another one we'll have to look forward to seeing how it plays out. Yeah. All right. Well, Dizzy, keep your mask on. It's going to be a wild ride. All right. So we got this day in sports history, May 13th. Let's take it back to 1958. Stan Musial. One more time for the people in the back. Stan Musial in 1958 becomes the 8th MLB player to reach 3,000 hits with a walk-off double. Walked-off double. We don't know who he was playing?
He was playing the Cubs.
That's
Ironically.
right. I like how you did that. So in 1982, on this day, May 13th, the Chicago Cubs become the first MLB franchise to win 8,000 games. They're continuing the tradition. That is crazy.
The Cubs win a lot of games, but they hadn't won many World Series. It's just wild. It's just wild.
That's unfortunate. All right, well, that's
the curse of the Billy Goat. The curse of the Billy Goat. Oh boy! I
believe we have an adorable video to watch here.
We got to set this up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a child prodigy, and he's coming for your job, my job, all our jobs, even though we're not getting paid for this.
Like a job.
This is courtesy of Brie Lauren in on TikTok and NFL social media. You got to check out this little kid because I'm afraid of him. He's coming for our jobs. Listen.
To all of your teams.
Oh. Oh.
Yum. Buckles.
The buckles. Oh.
Yeah.
All of them?
Sorry. Steelers. Sorry.
Super cute. Oh,
Oh, you want to do your own? What is that one? Jaguars. Jaguars.
yeah. He goes through all the teams.
He
Team.
went through all the teams.
That's amazing. That is
He
amazing.
knows all 32.
He
That
doesn't
is
even look
just
like he knows how to walk.
insanely wild, insanely crazy.
He doesn't even know how to walk yet. And he knows all the teams. That is amazing. Shout out to him, that little baby.
He's coming for our
Shout out to all
jobs.
the little
He's coming
babies
for our
out there
jobs.
in sports world. Y'all doing it. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
And then we've got superheroes. We've got superheroes in the league.
All right.
We've got superheroes in the NFL. We've got George Kittle, the superhero of all superheroes. He's got Zero Miedo. Zero Miedo. Like,
Miedo.
no fear. The man has no fear. He demonstrated the heroics as he saved his wife from an 8-legged freak that was half a dollar size.
Woo.
As he went into the bathroom and destroyed the spider. The spider had no chance. You know, George, continue to show your class, your bravery amidst all his rehabbing from the torn Achilles that he suffered in January.
Yeah.
The man still has the ability to get up at 4 a.m. and save his wife from a spider.
What a man. What a man. What a man.
That's a man. That's a man's man.
That's a man's man. Because I sure. Woo. Size of what? A half a dollar? Is that what you said?
Oof.
That's big. That's a big. That's a
half
big
dollar,
little,
half dollar
little
size.
butt.
That's a big spider.
Ooh, I don't even want to picture that because I want to go to a moment of zen right now. I believe we strive for the inner peace, okay? But this bird on the field, just outside the Devil Rays dugout at Fenway Park, well, he took his level of unbotheredness to another level. Look at him. He's just chilling while the whole game is going on. Why are they harassing him? Let him be.
They don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand.
Don't harass the ballpark animal.
That bird said, "This is where I'm nesting. This is where I'm resting. I want a front row seat to this game." And that's it.
This is it. This is it. I'm resting right here. And well, I don't blame him. It was probably a nice, comfy spot on the dirt. And well, Dizzy, guess what? We're gonna rest it right here at a blow. That'll do it for this episode of They Be Talkin. It was a whirlwind of stuff, soccer and NFL releases. We didn't even talk about the international games coming up. WNBA, NBA playoffs going on right now. So much more we're going to have to talk about next week. Dizzy, thank you. Thank you, as always. You did your thing. And to you, the audience, thank you for tuning in for another fun show. Make sure you come back next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, engage with us, talk to us. We're friendly. Dizzy looks a little scary, but he's nice. He's a nice guy.
Look, and pretty soon, coming to a channel near you, we will be doing this show live.
It's time. Live. So please
stay
stick around.
Tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll have more updates about that live show. Until then, good night. See you next week.
She be talking.
They be talking.